If men are more valued in society, why would they be the first ones sacrificed in war?
Probably because there'd be no chance of winning that war if we sent women to it.
What up, guys? Welcome to my reaction series. Today, we're reacting to It's Complicated. Are Men the Disposable Gender? As you guys know, we have had It's Complicated on the show. He is a friend of the show, and we love his work, so let's see.
What's the most famous love story ever told?
Oh my gosh! I guess what was
Oh my gosh, the characters in Vegas.
Romeo and Juliet?
If the most famous love story has a man and a woman dying for each other, why are love stories usually framed where the man sacrifices himself for the woman?
Because he should. All men should sacrifice themselves.
What's the reason behind that? Where does that come from?
Why? Because men are destructive to society and women should reign.
I think it kind of goes
What the hell?
back to biblical times where the man should be the head of the household. They should make the sacrifices. The women just follow and be submissive, and the man leads.
I think that's kind of just the way that society's gone, where men are the ones who are supposed to fall on the sword. Man's hands are dirty so that women's can be clean.
Because that's how it should be. I mean, if you're a provider, then you should be willing to lay your life down for your woman.
You know, I don't have a problem being in the role as a man and like sacrificing for a woman that cares about me. But really the way that society is these days in America, especially, it's like the women want everything from the man and they're not willing to give anything in return. They want chivalry, but they're not willing to reciprocate with, you know, being in their feminine energy. It's really tough in this day and age, especially in Las Vegas, trying to date. You know, it's crazy.
Do you believe in 50-50 relationships or traditional roles, and why?
It depends. So me personally, I go for 50-50 because I love to work and I love to provide.
She doesn't pay on a first date.
But if a traditional, like where the man provides, works, then that's good for you.
How can relationships ever be 50-50 when the man's expected to sacrifice himself for the woman and serve her with chivalry?
That's a great question. I mean, it can be reciprocated.
It can go
With chivalry, it's almost... I have always died on the hill that I didn't understand why men needed to sacrifice their lives for women. Like in Titanic, there was billionaires on that ship that died. They could have a whole nother family. As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code. You know, and there's old women being put on the boats. It's like imagine if Trump or Melania was like, there was only room for Trump or Melania on a lifeboat. I'm putting Trump on it. I'm putting Trump on that lifeboat.
both ways. Like the man can sacrifice while the woman is also sacrificed. So 50-50 can be the man sacrifices himself with chivalry, respect, and all that. And the woman is at home cooking, cleaning, you know, taking care of the housely duties. That in itself is 50-50.
Why will men sacrifice their personal happiness for their family while women will sacrifice their family for their personal happiness?
Ooh, that's a good one. So you can't just like paint a picture of it because it's different for every woman. I would say women are expected to, literally give up everything. So it's okay, I would say, for a woman to choose herself for once, when in history she's always chose her family first.
I'd say that's just the way that society
I mean, she did have the choice to leave, not really back in the day.
has etched it out at this point. Feminism has kind of corrupted the whole thought of sacrificing for your family. Feminists are kind of taking over, and it seems like they're mostly out here for themselves.
If a father of 2 kids sees a random woman attacked in public, should he intervene and protect that random woman?
Ooh, I would say yes.
Well, if men are supposed to be protectors, why shouldn't they protect their own family first? Why should that man risk his life, potentially leaving his own kids without a father?
Yeah. Women feel entitled to protection. And I'm not saying men shouldn't protect like their immediate family, but why does he owe protection to a stranger?
That you got me there. It goes back to biblical. I feel like if he stands firm on what he believes in and helps, I think his family will be safe.
Should all men be held to biblical standards when not all men follow the Bible?
It's complicated. He cooks.
My belief, yes. But honestly, you can't be held to a standard that you don't understand or you don't have knowledge about.
So I would say a perfect example of this is like the man who was out with his girlfriend and she got jumped and he was defending his girlfriend and stuff like that. I believe that if you see danger, you should be willing to be the one to step in. Like even me personally, if I saw that, I would be willing to step in and protect those people.
Now, continuing on
You're so delusional. You wouldn't do anything.
that point, why should men be sent to war to fight someone else's battle?
Women are sent to war to fight someone else's battle as well.
But aren't men required to register for selective service, but not women?
That is true. Yes, they are. But that's just, again, if you want to go back to traditional roles, I mean, who set that system up? Men did.
They set this system up. Men set up the system to be empowered, to be in dirty positions, to separate gender roles. And I think that they should allow the fluidity of everybody entering in every role and every possibility that men think that they have to be part of.
Should men be willing to go to war and die for a country that seems to hate them?
Are we talking about all men or black men?
If men are more valued in society, why would they be the first ones sacrificed in war?
Probably because there'd be no chance of winning that war if we sent women to it.
Because they're the ones that set up that value in the society. The only reason that men are quote unquote more valued in society is because they set up that system so that women and anybody that's not a white cis man.
I think it's projection because white men are actually very giving. To be honest, the most selfless people I have met in my life are white men. Point blank, period. Like, the thing about white guys is they just have no ego. Like they are only concerned about getting the job done. So I think a lot of times when they say, oh, they made this system to keep women down, it's women projecting, because that's what women do to men. When women got power that men so benevolently gave them, then women have been evil with it.
And is valued more. So they should be the first to go to war and be sacrificed.
Why would women appreciate the sacrifices men make when men are required to make those sacrifices to qualify as a man?
I think that it's preached throughout social media that women should just want more and more. And that.
Yeah, but women are the primary content creators on social media. So women just want more and more. Even I hear in his language, it's still gynocentric because he's still saying, oh, it's social media, it's feminism, it's not women making the choice.
Intrinsically is going to translate into them not appreciating when a man actually does something for them.
I think that men should take the bulk of responsibilities. It is their position in life. They're born into a world that is designed for them to be successful. If anybody has the best chance of being successful, it would be a man.
So why aren't men the ones placed on a pedestal and entitled to go first instead of women?
Because men are a dime a dozen.
I mean, they could. And in this new generation, we got a lot of guys that want to. I wouldn't be interested in one of those men.
Isn't it kind of counterintuitive? Because if men are leaders, wouldn't they go first instead of holding the door for women, you know?
Particular, but again, that's just my personal preference.
What do women provide that justifies a man risking his life?
Well, it used to be feminine energy, the ability to reproduce, and being a homemaker that takes care of everything aside from a man going out and providing and protecting.
Even if women did cook and clean, which they already do for themselves anyway, why would that be a fair trade for the sacrifices that men are expected to make?
Well, again, assuming that like you have traditional gender roles, the cooking and the cleaning, a man has to do that for himself as well. So why would the expectation be that a woman would have to do that in exchange for anything? If I have to go to work and take care of myself and provide for myself, once I get a mate, I don't feel like that role ends. I personally don't like being dependent on anybody for my sole everything. Like, I think there should be a partnership. And if men want the respect, which is what I hear most men say, they want to be the king, I want to be the head, then you should take a bulk of the responsibilities if that is how you feel.
Because I think that's what men want. Men want somebody that's going to take care of them in the home. And I think women want somebody that's going to protect and provide for them traditionally.
If you expect a traditional role, and you're, out providing, making money, bringing home the
There's not a single woman doing the traditional role in 2025. That's why I keep trying to reiterate that the women are frauds that are pretending to do that. Women aren't having kids. If women do have kids, it's 3, maybe 4. My grandma had 10. My other grandma had 13. I mean, that's traditional. That's 2 generations. It's actually crazy how 2 generations ago in my family, my grandma had 13 children. Crazy.
bacon. Why wouldn't you expect your woman to, be at home taking care of the house? I would say that's a completely fair trade because that's an additional job taken off your shoulders.
Do Christians believe that men should be like Jesus, sacrificial, while women should be like the Virgin Mary?
I do. I am very religious, and I do believe that they should be that way.
Why is there more religious pressure on men to be sacrificed than there's religious pressure on women to be virgins?
Honestly, I feel like that answer is answered depending on what culture you were born in and what religion you believe in.
If you look at the Bible, it's like,
I know. That's the question where you get women to shut up that are nagging you about whatever sin. Were you a virgin on your wedding day? Because that's what I'm saying. They're traditional until they're not traditional.
women being virgins and like men sacrificing. It's like men aren't expected to sacrifice that much versus if you look like in other countries, like women are expected to cover up and stuff like that. Like men don't have that same expectation.
If religion is a choice, why isn't dying in war also a choice?
I think that's because that's been the standard set for us for years.
Because of the draft, because of government stipulations on who has to go to war and who not. I mean, there hasn't been a draft for a while, but I could see that happening at some point.
Does history justify an injustice that's been taking place?
It plays a part.
Well, why defend the injustice of male sacrifice just because it's happened in the past?
Ooh, you've gotten me. I don't have a response for that one.
In a country of religious freedom, why should someone's beliefs be forced onto others?
I don't believe anybody's beliefs are forced on anybody. We are in Sin City right now. Like, if this is a Christian nation, this would be like Sodom and Gomorrah and burnt down, but that isn't how things are.
The short answer is they shouldn't. Some people are weak-minded and they will be swayed in whatever direction somebody is telling them that they should be, but I'm not that guy.
Religious people and like I'm not religious, so I kind of feel strongly
Obviously.
about that. Religious people always try to impose their views like that. Like if you just look in America today, like
I think that the reason people hate religion today is because of domineering, overbearing Christian mothers. That they can never let their kids be their own person and live their own life and make their own choices.
they're always trying to impose religion in our laws.
Yeah. So, okay, I think we're going to cut it there. Shout out to It's Complicated. That was an awesome reaction. If you guys have more you want me to react to, let me know in the comments, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.